大家好，我是
Julie 跟大家分享一下她怎样选择她的大学的。
Today I'm going to talk about American colleges. So, as you guys know, I go to Florida State University and I'm a double major. So that means I have 2 courses of study that I do. I study writing and I study advertising. I really love what I do. I really love my school, and I kind of started my whole journey into the idea of college and my journey to picking out the right college for myself with one idea in mind. Let me come out of this debt-free. I don't want to take out any student loans. I don't want to borrow any money. I just want to use what me and my parents have saved, what we have combined together, and use solely that for 4 years of college. I don't know if mom's gonna yell at me for giving out real numbers, but that was like $70,000 for 4 years of school. And now that might seem like a lot, but that was around the estimate that I was looking for. I could spend maybe $20,000 a year max. Now, $20,000 a year is like finding like a 4-leaf clover in the United States. It's nearly impossible. Now, I went to a really prominent high school in a really prominent town where the majority of the really smart kids, the majority of the kids that went to my school went to an Ivy League or something of that nature. You know, we had a lot of Northeastern kids. We had a lot of Cornell, Duke, Villanova, really, really competitive schools. And of course, we had the Harvards, the Yales, the Columbias, the Princetons, all of that. We're a really competitive school and we're a really good school. So it was really hard for me to consider schools like that because I knew I didn't have enough to make myself shine out and really attract their attention. I didn't really play many sports in high school. I played like for a year on 2 teams, and it wasn't enough to seem spectacular in their eyes. So I just had that one main goal of let me come out of school completely debt-free. I don't want to take out a single student loan. I don't want to charge a credit card. The best piece of advice I think I got doing my whole college search was pick 3 things that are completely vital, non-negotiable in your college search. So mine was they had to have a really good liberal arts program. I was originally a psychology major, which is the #1 studied major in the US. I have since switched to that, but I needed an amazing international studies program because I love to travel. I love to go see new things. I wanted to study abroad. And last but not least, they needed to have a good choir program. I had studied classical music training for 5 years. I love classical singing with all my heart. I looked at a lot of different schools. I think the first school I looked at was Harvard. I looked at Harvard. I wasn't going to apply to Harvard because I knew I wouldn't get enough financial aid. I didn't have a stellar enough resume, but I like people. I like striking up a conversation and making connections. I was on the Harvard campus and I didn't really like it. It wasn't really my thing. I don't like the whole stuffiness of it, the highly competitive atmosphere, but I really did enjoy the history of it. So I gave him points for that, but moved on. I knew that I wanted to stay on the East Coast. I also knew that I didn't want to stay where I grew up. I wanted to be someone who lived somewhere new and saw something new. And we came up with a lot of schools. We really enjoyed American University. It was a lot like NYU in the sense that it's right there in the heart of the city and there's no really outlined campus. The city is your campus, as NYU says, so it was 2 in the city for me, I think. So we planned on seeing a couple schools. Miami, the University of Tampa, and then Florida State. And I fell in love with the campus. The first time I'd ever heard of a school who really catered to the interests of their students. It's amazing. I got to spend my entire year and the summer in a different country studying everything that I needed to. And if you get above a 3.0 GPA, you also get an in-state tuition waiver. So that means instead of paying $18,000 a year This is my favorite part. I pay $6,000 a year. First year you pay about $40,000, and then every year after that, your tuition's $6,000. 8 months later, I applied to Florida State. I got in. I applied to the FYA program. I got in. You don't want to be working for your school. You want your school to be working for you. And I think that was the most valuable advice, and it's the reason that I was able to live in Italy for the entire time I did, and it's the reason that I made such good friends and such good memories, and it's the reason that I can come out of this completely debt-free. And I've seen how loans can really cripple a person, and I'm grateful that I don't have to worry about taking loans out for undergrad. The only advice I really have to pass on is just trust that there is a school out there that will work for you, that will work for your kid, and don't push the idea that they need to go to a school that will kill them, because it's not worth it. You have to have a school that works for you, not a school that you have to work for. Honestly, you'll find that they're much happier and they'll do much better. I just think that when it comes time that my future kids ever apply to school, I'd rather have them be happy and do extremely well in a school that fits them than have them go to some Ivy League that they're gonna feel so much pressure that doesn't fit them. I would never push the idea of a school whose reputation is more important than my kids' mental health. So if you guys have any questions about like a little more on the college search, what questions your kids should ask, how to get into contact with people, other programs that they might be interested in, or if they have questions about Florida State. We do like international kids as well, but feel free to subscribe and to ask my mom questions. I'm here. Yeah. Okay. Bye guys.